Are you struggling with unique validation in Yii2? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into a common issue where two fields need to be unique together, but one of them can be empty. Let's get started. I totally understand how frustrating it can be when your validation rules don't work as expected. Many developers face this issue, especially when dealing with nullable fields. You're in the right place to find a solution. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. A user asked how to ensure that the combination of email and shop ID is unique, even when the email field can be empty. This is a tricky situation, but don't worry, we'll figure it out together. To understand the issue, let's break it down. You have two fields, email, which can be empty, and shop ID, which is always an integer. The challenge arises when you have multiple entries with the same shop ID but a null email. This is where the unique validation fails. Stay with me. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that can help you avoid similar issues in the future. You won't want to miss it. To address the unique validation issue in Yii2, the user should first modify the validation rules in the model. Specifically, we need to add a condition to check if the email field is not empty before applying the unique validation. Next, the user should ensure that the database schema allows for null values in the email field. This is important for the unique validation to work correctly when the email is empty. After updating the validation rules and checking the database schema, the user should test the changes. They can do this by creating new entries with various combinations of email and shop ID values. Finally, if the user encounters any issues during testing, they should check the Yii2 logs for any validation errors. This can help identify if there are any other underlying problems. Fun fact, did you know that the concept of unique constraints in databases dates back to the early days of relational databases? It's a fundamental principle that helps maintain data integrity. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by a user involves using the when condition in the unique validation rule. This approach checks if the email field is not empty before applying the unique validation. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution suggests modifying the unique validation rule. Instead of validating both email and shop ID together, focus only on the email. This way, the validation checks if the email is not empty and then verifies the uniqueness of the combination with shop ID. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution provided by another user is to set the skip on empty property to false. This ensures that the unique validation will still run even when the email field is empty. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. An alternative solution involves using a custom trait to handle uniqueness validation for nullable fields in Yii2. This approach utilizes the Unique Validator's filter property to modify the database query, ensuring that empty fields are treated as null during uniqueness checks. In the model, you can apply this trait and define your rules to ensure that the uniqueness validation works correctly, even when some fields are empty. This allows for a more flexible validation process. And here's that quick tip I promised. Always test your validation rules with different scenarios, including edge cases like empty fields. This will save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these adjustments, your unique validation should work perfectly. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on Yii2 and other programming challenges.